All right. So we are back, and every time I look at this screen, it's just like I feel like there's not a lot of real estate, and everything's just thrown in your face. Just like, could you imagine logging into this game for the first time and this is your screen? You'd be like, "What? What is going on?" Which it probably is anyway. But it's the only thing about like the mobile games in general, and I've talked about yesterday too. It's just like we throw a lot of stuff in your face. You're like, I don't know what any of this is. 316 of these guys caught. Dang. It's probably what. Well, I'm not gonna call out what next month's probably gonna be, but that's pretty close to probably what I'm gonna get next month, depending on how this all is going to roll out. What was I gonna look at? Ah, that's right. So we do have the Primo Festival for Sherazade coming out again. Again, I think it's a good opportunity for players to get 5 stars. Sherazade being the first one in what are we doing? We're doing 4 star. Being the first one that happened this year. I think it was back in January. We saw because that's when they introduced the Primo Festival, and so we pulled for her on that one. But again, I'm saving up my gems, or my gems, so I'm not going to be myself pulling on there. So if you guys do get out there, good luck to you. End up pulling, hopefully you pull one of the versions, one of the elements that you like. Sherazade overall, I think she was okay. By far, I think water was, and that's what we ended up pulling. I guess if I'm going to actually do this, we'll do it right here. Fire Sherazade balanced. 32,000. 3,200 attack for a balanced is not bad. But again, it is a 5 star too. Let's check out her abilities. She's got Courageous Strike, which is good. This is a good ability to have. Damage reduction. This is not a bad. This wouldn't be a bad 5 star for some defensive purposes. You still have to get up Stardust. You'd have to get her active skill up, so surviving. But this is definitely a good tank ability. So fire definitely has her places for her. I like water completely. Water has the morale boost and then immunity, remove all negative effects. So this is again do damage and then put immunity up. Again, you do have to get the active skill up, so thinking of PvP or bosses, this might take a little bit, but she'd have her place in there 100%. Wood here, defense down at 80% chance is great, and then 80% chance to weaken as well. This is kind of mediocre. Again, defense down is great, don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is mediocre is just kind of like, this is kind of, you see this on so many other Astromon as well. She is a 5 star, so we'd have to double check what her, what type is she. I'll go in there and look in there in a second. Shock and attack up, 80% chance to shock. So this tells me this is probably another tank, if I had to take a guess with that. This is okay. I don't know too many spots in here that attack up is actually useful, especially getting in on the active skill. Most of the time you want Astromon. That just benefits you more. Obviously, longer fights like boss battles and things like that. That again, I don't have too much experience in for what I do currently in the game. But overall, this might help out in the long run. It's just this shock. Again, if you're going up against a boss, though, this is pretty weak because your chance. I'm going to say 99.9% of the time the boss is immune to everything into the game, so it doesn't matter what you decide to throw at as a debuff here unless it's defense down. Defense down is probably the only thing that Smart Study's like, hey, we're not going to let you debuff our boss except defense down. That's okay. But every other debuff in the game that actually helps out or does something, we're just going to say it's immune to it because that's going to make it challenging. Anyway, dark morale boost. Yeah, this is 20%, and then immunity again. So this is just a straight up copy. However, if you look at water, water has definitely the more of her SP back. And while yes, it's only 2 turns versus 3, dark is pretty lackluster there. But let's check what she is. She's a tank. Okay, so tank, 43,000 for the defense down that. That's not bad, I guess, but at the same time, just again, I say mediocre. You could swap in another Astromon in here to do something totally different, and it just depends on group makeup. So again, it's just not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but it's not the best. And then I wanted to double check. So Dark is a defender. So yeah. I mean, while she looks cool, yeah, I mean, water would be there. Dark wouldn't really. I don't know. If you pull a Dark Charizard, I mean, I wouldn't complain. That's gonna be a feat in of itself. But at the end of the day, I don't see very many places it goes, and that makes a little bit sense that this one was an attacker. So being an attacker, her attack stat being high and a shock, this has good spot for PvP then for that aspect. But the attack up once again, you would have to be digging in for the long haul with her to make that. To make that worthwhile. It's just, yeah, I don't know. That one's definitely hard to call. Again, every Astromon in the game pretty much can be fit into some sort of category, minus a lot of the, obviously, like the 2 stars, 2 stars and whatnot. But most 3 stars, can have some sort of a place in there, but again, there's always those tiers. There's always better, better Astromon, better Pokemon, whatever Mon, Digimon that you want to add to that is there'll always be that kind of a tier list. So trying to think off the top of my head too, how many Primo festivals have we seen this year? I think this is going to be the 5th. I could be wrong on that. I would not. This is the one thing with those Primo festivals that we've already talked about, right? Is that again, it being a step in the right direction. I wouldn't mind seeing a Primo festival every month. And we are hitting a 2-month in a row. So we had one in July. We are having one now in August. So that's 2 months in a row. We did not have one in June, I don't believe. Because I pulled for Aesir. Or was that June? We might be 3. We might actually have had a back-to-back Primo Festival. Since June, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. Because I know we had... Didn't we just have Gilgamesh? Too? Because we did Aesir, I think, in June. We did Gilgamesh in July. And then now we've got Charizard coming back. I think I'm right on that one. Because I know because they didn't, they just made that switch in either May or June where they added the event calendar too, which kind of showed me that they were planning to start doing the Primo Festival almost every month. And again, I do think that's a step in the right direction. But if I could put one thing again to it, submitting feedback for them would be make sure that last egg is a light dark guaranteed. And again, it's a 50% shot. So, again, if you're going to invest all those gems in that, 100%, I think that's what that would make that more balanced. And again, I can agree with 100% with the Primo Festival being the way it is, because at least that gives you that opportunity to be getting those 5 stars. Besides just rolling through the gacha machine, because it is just the rates to which the rate in which you can say, hey, I want to target this specific 5-star and get it is just good luck. It's so close to 0, it's not even funny, and that's kind of the problem. And again, I'm fine with, adding new Astromon to the game. Hell yeah. I love seeing the new designs and things like that and making it unique or whatever. I've been in this game for 5 years at this point. I'm all for it. But at the same time, we have to solve the problem of, well, how do you get all of those Astromon now? Because if you want to catch them all, so to speak, That is a very tough task, especially when it comes down to the 5-star and the light in the dark. Because I know for a fact, if I get light Persephone and dark Artemis, I'm good. You'll never hear me complain again. And I'm talking Evolution 3 them as well. Let me be clear on that. I want them Evolution 3. I get those two, and I'm done. Be like, I'm going to just... It'll just be like one of those things. I'm going to take a screenshot, and that's it. I'm out. All right, let's get out of here. Get that PvP done. We got that. I haven't really done any of that. I be slacking, but that's fine. I mean, I have to take this one, right? We'll do an extra one as well. Dark Odin, too, is another one I've wanted. I've wanted Dark Odin since the beginning. When I first went through the Tower of Chaos and I watched Dark Odin basically just wipe my team, just totally just clear the floor. And I was like, I kind of want that Astromon. Where do I get that? Oh, you just don't. That's how. And then we finally got the Light in the Dark contract. But I believe that was... No, we got Light. And that's where I picked... So my first time around, I had Light. I grabbed Light Odin because I really liked the HP aggression. However, Naive Leon at the time was like, yeah, this is great. HP aggression is gonna be great. It's just like my Light Victoria. She'll hit really hard, and then you realize after you pump their stats up as high as you can go that there's a ceiling on it, and you're like, crap. So anyway, that's the dailies done. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow.